What is happening, guys? Fallen from OTB here, coming at you with our CWL week video. We do have a couple wars to go, however, we have some content to share from these first 5 wars, and an amazing first start as we have moved up a league and we're now among some better players and a lot more competitive scene here for CWL. So we will jump into this to see how many 3s we can get recorded here immediately. Warlock doing it again. So question is, what works now in CWL? These are fresh hit bases, one and done style attacks, no cleanup availability, and essentially we're looking at very advanced bases equal to any of our own highest and more advanced bases that we're facing up against. So there is no real major handicap style of a base that we're hitting. Everything's fair game, and this is what is working. So time and time again has proven itself very convenient for the three-point attack by Warlock. He himself has explained that it is getting a little bit more difficult to work on these styles of attacks. They don't always work, and I think that we're just finding out that the truth is these attacks are very difficult, and I think sometimes you're looking at the right style bases that are required. I think half of it too is a lot of the poison towers that are now added next to the town halls to prevent blimp bombs, or additional style strategies that are potentially holding back some of these attacks that once were so popular and useful are now very difficult. As you can see that the invisibility there over the town hall area gets troops to move around them. However, on troops like this, typically they just kind of keep pressing forward and eventually get around to it. However, you've got the town hall poison and you've got the poison tower poison on top of those bowlers, and sometimes the healers and additional troops, heroes, and things like that, and that makes it really tough. It's gotten a lot tougher, especially in a league like this where people have put in the time. They've created better bases and they've filled in more weak spots. As things are just kind of slowly pushing forward. It wasn't an easy one, but we have pushed through here to get everything, all those major defenses down. Always a little bit scared of expos when that happens. However, we have those cleanup air troops to help assist with any additional defenses and cleanup and things like that with those dragons in the flinger. So multi-infernos, always nice to tank kind of one at a time, because things typically keep alive within there. Kills the smaller troops, but the big tanky things will survive. So Tam's attack once again is showing to work. Again, he's had a lot of success. Almost every war this has been working for him. So it's all about, especially in a competitive environment, what you can manage to pull off. I missed number 1, McConnell. We're jumping right up there. I'm not going to forget about you, buddy. Once again, we've got the poison tower there sitting in the middle, kind of defending the whole middle portion. We are seeing typically one poison tower in the middle, again, to protect against the blimp bomb. Typically then you'll see one of a different style tower, whether it be invisible or the rage tower. Here he's got his good old strat that he's been working with here now. Seems like, I can't help but notice that it seems like people are almost walking away from the bowlers. I'm trying to figure out why. E-Titans are really a lot like bowlers in a lot of ways, as far as what they do a little bit better is they can be a little bit more tanky, but at the expense of they don't have that range that bowlers will have. So here he's got the blimp bomb in on that invis. Everything's working out fine right there, picking off those main defenses. We finally got that monolith down, so things are looking nice here. Queen's kind of poking its way up top there. And here you got a crazy poison tower on those troops moving southbound there. And we have our heroes working in up top. We're going to be able to use that ability. Eventually get that picked off. Get it? There we go. So the RC is kind of a short-lived. However, was still able to make things work out up top there to assist the queen. Now the queen is just slowly pushing in. She'll be able to tank everything up there as these troops are moving around slowly. And I just love to watch the E-Titans working their way through a wall. That is not the part I enjoy. I do enjoy them sitting there being able to tank for that whole period of time, and I also enjoy their ability to take out skeleton traps, CC troops like they did for the Lava Hound. Things are really, really useful here. And once again, we're down to it. Just a bare minimum of troops left here. However, they are going to get that pick there on the cannon, and then with help from the Yak, which, what a perfect thing to have, especially when you're talking about trying to fit a queen in to pick off that Inferno Tower there. We just might need the Yak and its abilities. So hold on tight as we're going to venture our way all the way around. And how's this going to work? Okay, she's just banging on the wall, but with help from the Yak, we're able to move forward and assure that that kill happens. Not sure how much time was left, but those E-Titans are very slow, so always want to be prepared to deal with them. Oh god, we just bombed everything. This first war was insane. Oh yeah, here's Neo's other attack here. He also has been using the E-Titans over the bowlers, and for rightful reasons. Again, we're finding those to sometimes be more useful in ways. And I like how that ideology works, getting a lot of extra assistance from tanky ground troops moving forward, kind of a little bit slower than super bowlers. However, they are just super tanky, especially the way that Tam does his attacks. He's got the typically the 3-prong, sometimes just the 2, depending on how he wants his attacks to be formed. However, here's really nice because he's got the extra healers, and so he's able to kind of run a walk around a different side of the base at the same time. And he's just been really good at being able to multitask these attacks. So, and this also was a perfect opportunity for a blimp bomb. What you're looking for to do a blimp bomb with ground troops is you're looking for ground troops to have a certain job that they're performing, and at the same time, the super archers are able to go do their work and put in their damage away from your main force that's coming in. That means that there's not any unnecessary damage being taken where it doesn't need to. Those archers just get in there and clean the path out for what will be a little bit weaker of a ground force heading in over time, as the rest of the base is wearing on those E-Titans. But everything has worked here really, really well. He's pushing everything up and forward. Comes in with the Royal Champ from behind, which I think is a good idea. Kind of clean up those leftover defenses that were moved. And then also you're going to need RC for those last little bit of cleanup troops here. And again, it's not pretty. Fortunately, we've got the Queen ability that's able to kind of pick off things around the outside. She will eventually die, I assume, to the Grand Warden tower, which just does so much damage. RC ability here, able to take out those main expos. That is always such a bother. However, with those bombs there in the core, make things a little bit scary. The E-Titan is there to clean up, and again, just a couple troops left, but that's the way it is these days. There's no pretty way to go about slaughtering these bases. It's just there's so much in consideration. Rhea, a Super Bowler captain in chief here, comes in through again with the Super Bowlers, and this is a very Super Bowler style base. I'm gonna guess we're gonna get some things poking in straight ahead here. There we go. That allows us to be able to drop the Flinger, and with that information, the Flinger is moving forward and should be able to take out one or both of those single target Infernos. However, it looks like we are going to kind of get the Warden started there, kind of in the middle, the 5 o'clock area, to kind of clean out those outside buildings, make sure things are facing forward, and be sure that we're able to just kind of get in there and kill off some of those extra buildings, get that pathing set. So the Flinger now finishes with that and is now going to start on that first Inferno Tower. Baby Dragon trying to get that funnel, barely gets it in time there. That works just fine though. And as everything's moving forward here, kind of slowly but surely at the start of these bowler attacks, Bowler attacks are really funny because they always start so small, or start so slow, and then they just get hyped. Things start blowing up once they hit, the core in that area, as they should. So King's pushed around the outside. I don't know if that was the intent. However, it is always nice to be able to get rid of the queen. If that is indeed what ends up happening, takes so much damage right there. Kind of activates those traps, the CC, everything that might, kind of slow the main force down a little bit more. And just kind of does the dirty work. Though it is always nice to have a king alive at this point. You get what you get, and I think that's fine. Unfortunately, and the queen does be able to get out of the way of that single target inferno, as those bowlers are now absolutely ravaging inside that primary core with the town hall, and unfortunately those troops are, or the heroes are in there really doing some damage on him. However, when you have that much of a force kind of around the outside here as well, RC is in good health and fighting off the enemy RC. That's good. They're down. Uses that ability to pick off those primary defenses and then is able to kind of backdoor those defenses there. When you're talking about these attacks, sometimes it comes down to luck and the order of which things die in. Funny how the Eagle was the last defense to survive here. But with that being said, all the other damage, all those buildings were taken out nice and early. The Super Bowlers are just so effective for when they're getting the 2 to 3 bounces worth. What more could you ask for there? And the last little Tesla at the bottom down there. People still do that. People have been doing this since 2013. Oh, goodness. I mean, I get it, but once upon a time that was actually more of a time fail by having those. I don't know what happened, but for some reason you don't see time fails from those hardly. I'm going to keep going. Number 8, T, also known for his E-Titans. Here he's doing a really kind of an original style attack here. I like what he's doing. Let's take a look at everything here as it comes. So I'm thinking we're going to use their heroes, maybe the E-Titans, to just charge this town hall. We're getting, even better, yes, the sneaky gobs with the invis. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's really good. He's able to get in there and eventually deal with them. There we go. That goes down. So now it kind of allows you to choose a better angle of which you want your main troops to come in at. So this is a huge high damage zone. A lot of attacks. This is kind of like a teaser, almost, the way that it kind of forces you to plant your troops in very early, and it's dangerous. Oh my God, this is a cluster. And everything is slowly moving forward. We get that warden ability there that's going to be able to really allow those troops to get in deeper. And look what's happening here. I think this is an awesome attack. Everything's open up the middle. We got those super balloons coming in, able to get a couple nice picks early, kind of help defend those dragon riders. I love dragon riders. Everyone knows it. And I think they're some of the best troops in this game. And then to combat that with this crazy amount of bats, this is a really cool attack. This guy's got this attack down. This is a niche attack. You are not going to see this to be usable on most bases. Maybe different variations of it are possible, but look at this. This base is absolutely devastated because of this. A queen under that, or the RC under that. Rage is a little bit of a dangerous scenario there. Perfect, though. We still have a queen ability, a couple wizards to clean up with, and things are just looking great here. What a great job. Really cool attack to watch. Oh, beep. Okay. Personal matters. Oh, I'm going to be getting a lot of them now. Shoot. Well, hopefully we don't see too much on this video before it goes on YouTube for the 50 people who watch it. Beautiful job. That's super cool. That walrus is doing its work on it. It really wants it. It's going to try and get it itself. I need some water. Very good. Okay. Excellent attack. Creative award so far goes to T. That was beautiful, man. All right, War 1 over with. Let's proceed. God, there's so many wars. I'm glad I stopped early because I know that we weren't so lucky on everyone. I think this was our only triple, and it was yours truly here. Once again, doing my good old Dragon Riders. I really like this attack. So we started out with these down below here. We knew that we didn't need to commit any other troops or anything to get that blimp in there. Got that blimp down right where we need it. I love that it's bringing those traps as well, so things are just going to collectively die. What I did is I did the one one clone spell with the 3 archer 1 super whiz in there, so I can A, clear traps, and B, there wasn't as much of an area that I wanted to clear on this, which it actually ended up being very significant, and I wanted to be able to save a couple spells for the back half of the base because I knew that we wouldn't be able to be cleaning out all those heavy defenses, so I wanted to be sure that there was a rage. I will always rage under a warden ability. I will work the heroes around one of the sides, and hopefully the goal is to get that queen killed, get that air defense killed, and just kind of as much damage as I can do over there. And then over here we got the RC, and that's a huge problem for air troops, especially the super like drag riders that can't do it by themselves. We're going to need extra help, and we're going to need our Royal Champ to be able to take out the enemy Royal Champ, and we're going to need that that little bit of extra tanking there coming from the Lava Hound that is deployed. So everything goes down. We need it to be able to push the core, but also kind of push around the outside, so we want about half and half going either side. So we drop that ability there. We're going to rage. Everything's going to rush forward. Our goal is to get into that main eagle compartment with alive troops, or trying to keep things as alive as possible. So we did freeze that whole area to make sure that we were hopefully able to take out our eagle before it used its attack, which did happen. We have the other half of those drag raiders up top working along the outside of the base, almost like kind of a ring format style up there, the arrowhead portion of the base. Everything moved along so nicely, and watch out for those E-Titans in your CCs. They will kill your loons, they will kill other little things like cleanup troops, and they'll just work their way around, mess with all your cleanup troops, and they're really annoying actually. And they actually ended up being kind of annoying here right now. They did have to kind of turn around and deal with it here. Fortunately, those drag riders, I believe, are either out of range or they just weren't being phased by the aura of that, and this is it. Everything is dead. That was fun. I wasn't sure how that attack was going to go, but I do know if you can have additional spells, especially for the drag riders, or kind of a plan to deal with both of the heroes. We want to make sure that the Queen and the RC are both able to be handled, because they will literally kill all of your drag riders. So that was it for that war. On to number 3. Number 3, what did we do? This was a rough one for us. We did break even. We had 1 triple. Oh my god, who was it? It was me. Okay, so drag riders again. Are we surprised? I don't think I've used anything else in the last 3 months. Fortunately, seeing a lot of luck with that. Here we are going to start with the Grand Warden. We have a lot of defenses to take out early, so we're going to send those blimps, or that blimp with those loons, get things pushed along forward. The goal was to get those expos taken care of. We wanted to make sure and land to not trigger any traps further in there. Knowing that it would be pretty close, we wanted to make sure that both those scatter shots were taken out, and that clan, or the town hall, is taken out. And the goal here is to also take out one of those heroes, so I could send my heroes toward the other side. Preferably away from that poison tower, if possible. However, things didn't quite work out the way I anticipated. Both of those heroes were still alive. We did put a tiny bit of damage, but yeah, just not enough. So we decided we want to take out that queen first, since she is the bigger issue. I did bring 3 headhunters there to try and take out what might be left of the Royal Champ. However, with that Inferno Tower right there, that poison spell right there, things get a little bit scary when you're sending it in there. So this really kind of comes down to how much work can your heroes do. Sometimes I'll send a couple minions in to support those those little lava pups. And our goal right at this point is if we can get in to push toward core and get that Inferno Tower taken care of, maybe that air defense. I know Queen was going to do it, so that's why this whole plan really worked out well. We started everything on the outside then, just slowly, you guys, if just kind of tailing in everything just kind of at one time, just feed them in together. And now once I see that the RC locked on and once the Inferno Tower is busy, I then sent in the headhunters, which are standing right at the outside of that. And so the goal here, fortunately, it's going to get easier after the balance patch, but the goal here is to keep things alive just long enough. And I would say that barely happened. But we did lose a couple Drag Riders, but fortunately the other Dragon Riders were able to get out of the poison in time to just to get around that poison that was going to be coming at us. Last thing here, we got that RC that's just in there to assist with a couple huge key cleanup kills there, especially on that Warden Tower. That does so much damage to your troops. And just with those few Drag Riders left, there's just no way to be able to keep up with that. The key is making sure that those, not only that your Blimp Bomb works, but making sure that those Headhunters are able to take care of the side that you need to assist with. And it's really tough when heroes are burrowed deep in the base, because typically ground defenses will clean up any type of the Headhunters. So, very sad when that happens. Okay, we're going to get on, on to number 4. So on number 4, we did well again. Had a couple incidents, but here we're going to keep moving on. Tam is once again on the docket here with his E-Titans. And I would say that he just kind of has his way of his attacks, and things just kind of work out the way that he has the patience for these attacks, and again, it's the ability to multitask that keeps him on top of his game. So just going to be able to move forward with the funneling here. I mean, in the general concept, too, for Tam, I understand how he thinks. I don't have the capability of multitasking the way that he does, but I do understand his brain in these attacks, and he's very practical about how he does his funneling, and he really takes advantage of the ability to just kind of make everything on the right timing that you would hope for and expect. So here we're gonna pop that Warden ability. We'll get that blimp right in nicely, right over those what could be traps there, but we've got some things set up. Things are there to be able to avoid any type of double bomb scenarios, so we're going to be able to clean up that core very nicely here. And again, keep in mind the fact that all of his outside troops are doing damage away from the core, at least to the best of the ability. And if you can stay away from that core with your primary troops, that's what's able to mitigate all that damage that's coming down on those E-Titans. And you just don't want to deal with that scenario where things are double tanking, because it kind of eliminates the blimp bomb entirely. If you can avoid it, avoid that extra damage, allow the E-Titans to do what they do best, and that is, number 1, go around the base. And it sounds like a joke, but it's literally the best advice ever. Those E-Titans just slowly work their way around the outside, and so if you have any heroes walking with them, it really allows things to they can tank very well for your heroes to put in the damage. That's what it's worth. Is look at that, just one E-Titan is able to kind of deal with everything here. As we get that queen, an attempt to push that queen on the inside didn't quite work there, but did mitigate a little bit of damage. Once again, plenty of health coming from really just all that HP tanked from that damn Expo allowed these troops to work their way around quick enough to get those picks and get everything cleaned up. So Tam has done it again, and we just continuously see it working. What else did we have? Warlock. Oh, Tam. I mean, what am I gonna do? My job is to show what works. I'm sorry. I feel like we're just watching the same thing over. You know what? I'm sorry to do this to you, Tam. I'm gonna just speed it up. Um, I don't have that long, and I'm trying to get through this video here, and Tam's just got so many triples to do. I'm gonna be prepared for him to give me some shit about this. Speeding up my attacks, huh? Thanks a lot. Well, you're on every video, man. I don't know what to tell you. Great job. Keep it up. Please make this a continuous problem that I literally don't have enough time to share all of your attacks. Here we go with the Blimp Bomb once again, landing right in that spot. Is going to be able to once again deal with all those core defenses before any of those single target Infernos can do enough damage. So we've prevented enough damage. We've popped all those inner traps and things like that. So now, once again, you're just noticing things working around the outside, doing what they do best. And now with just a swarm of archers as well to assist with the damage. And so now we know that the E-Titans really, they don't do that much damage. We know that they're tanky. We know that they just don't do that much damage. We do know that under a rage, their auras of AoE damage does not get raised at all. But we know that when they're together and they're clumped like they tend to be, you are stacking those aura damages on top of the target. So you're adding a lot of extra surrounding damage around you since they like to stay together so much. Was that it? If this is... Oh, it's Thor! Good. We can get a Thor attack in here. I'm always happy to see that. And awesome. Something other than E-Titans. Really cool. So, drags, baby drags, and balloons. And we're just going with a really typical, like, this is just like the straight up fuck you strat. We're sending in all of these troops. We're clumping up together here. We're spamming the masses. We're gonna get that we're probably gonna do that Yeti bomb or so on top of the town hall. Got caught by the roundabout there. Hopefully we're gonna be able to make it all the way. Doesn't look like it, but that's fine. So we're gonna be able to deal with those core defenses. This is just a bunch of loons that are going on here right now. Those the drag riders able to get in there and do some work, kind of pick off a lot of those key defenses. And look at this though, he's brought so many freezes that the amount of benefit to get these troops, on their way to the town hall, this is brilliant. That you can be able to get all these troops in here like this. Finally, we're able to get our RC in there to deal with everything. But you know what? You bring 4 freezes, and if those freezes are all for the town hall, look what you've accomplished. These dragons have the power to be able to make it through everything else. And then we're just sending in now, again, keep in mind he used the Phoenix there, which, look what that, you're able to literally kill both the Town Hall and that single Inferno with the price of just having that pet with. So that's really cool. That Phoenix has also got a lot of damage and able to help clean up the troops as well after the RC dies. So awesome job there, Thor. He came in with the... Well, this is just the fuck you drags. He's sending them in. They're angry. He's raged them up. Really nice. And that's a good base for drags as well. So this leads us to our current war and final of... I think this is about... Oh, we did. We've got all of our previous war. So Don, let's get Don in here. Another core style base. He's doing the that very famous kind of a YouTube strat we see. We saw this used in Legends quite a bit. We saw quite a few YouTubers using this strat at a period of time. This was probably one of the most popular Legend strats that exist. And somehow this man was risky enough to send that blimp all the way to that peak right there. And with the intent of taking out the town hall and those surrounding defenses. I will say that his strategy for how he lays down the clones as well as the invis spells, I think is very brilliant. He does do it the right way, that it needs to be done to get maximum utility out of those troops that we're using. So He's got everything set right there. The damage is done with those troops. We started with that just a good 22% down. Just a couple of those inner defenses to think about so far, but that's going to allow, most likely he's going to walk left here. That's going to allow those troops to work their way around. They're going to allow heroes to be able to take care of these inner defenses here a little bit better. And then slowly but surely, and then here's where we deploy the those couple E-Titans, so they'd make sure and take out all of the extra little guys there in the air. Takes care of that, everything's moving on forward here. So now is the part where we're going to be able to loop around the base ever so gently and slightly. We're going to get those picks from the queen that are, you know, over the wall. And then we're just going to mass AoE and you know, high HP P.E.K.K.A. those outer defenses as we go here. Typically, you're going to want to use your Warden ability at some point here very soon, so we don't lose the P.E.K.K.A. now. Maybe there it is. Look at that. Look at that. Good timing. Prevented the yeah, we prevented any extra damage from that monolith from coming down. Single target Inferno does lock on, but we are sending our heroes in there to try and take care of that. We are going to lose the Grand Warden here, unfortunately. But keep in mind all these other troops that are keeping up and keeping forward. He fed the RC in toward the top there, kind of to work along with the troops. So at this point, he's just kind of serving as a kind of a support to make sure all these other surrounding defenses are down. Still have both the abilities on the Queen and the RC, so that looks very nice. Things are looking up here for Don. Getting into this last little section of the base, really, the Queen has somehow magically worked her way around to the core. It would have been a triple either way, but it's nice to have a Queen or one of those heroes able to kind of move into the core. We get all those picks here before losing any additional troops on top of that. The Phoenix is now assisting with the damage at the end, and we got those max point defenses right there. We got a strong boy coming in, putting in his work on the defense there. However, that base is down. Was there anything else? Yep, toward the bottom. Rias, show me some Super Bowlers. Yes, sir. Coming in, very Super Bowler style base. This has been around for a while, don't you guys remember? Back in TH15, this base was pretty much every other base we would see, yet they were still really annoying to deal with. But now you get fun things like the monolith to deal with and all those extra defenses that are kind of lame. So really typical stuff going on here. We're going to try and pick off that single target Inferno once we get that free pick. We got that other Warden Walk starting there at the bottom. We're going to let things work here as I grab a quick drink. Yes. And, you know, very standard things are happening here that we are seeing. The cool thing about the box-style bases is they are really easy to funnel, so you really know what to expect. Now starting with the major deployment against a multi-Inferno is going to be nice because those troops will tank long enough. That also allows the healers to get in there as well and do the work that they were always meant to do. Allows them time to lock on to the defenses that they wanted to lock onto. And then whenever you are looking, look at the core. It has just been blown up before anything could do any damage. The core was just completely destroyed. Things have already moved on to right outside the town hall. Not a good sign defensively if this is how it's going for you. And the 2 and 3 hops there from the bowlers are now able to bounce over defenses and basically begin starting on the town hall damage. We've saved our freeze for the town hall, which is amazing. We have the healer that has been weakened, or the enemy hero that was weakened. And we're basically sitting sitting with the scatter shot there, or the flinger that's able to take care of that Inferno right there. Bust those troops out of there eventually, and they'll be able to handle that backside. Probably a couple Yetis in there, I'm assuming. Oh no, we're going air, doing the TAM thing. Nice. This is going extremely well, and I would say that there's no real active threats whatsoever here. Things are going very, very well. Plenty of troops left. Beautiful shot right there. Base is dead. And the last one is T. But we are going to town here today, guys. So, T once again being very versatile in his strategy, busting in a couple of those, and so I get it now. I'm finally understanding. T is loving the exploit here on those goblins. Those super gobs are super strong, and if you can just dedicate, I mean, imagine being able to keep your clan castle, keeping all your heroes, and just dedicating, let's say 15 super gobs to the